Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Virginia Valentine joins us. She's the president and CEO of the Nevada Resort Association. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
This holiday season, say aloha to winning big with the Carson Valley Inn's $250,000 Hawaiian holiday giveaways. Unwrap the fun with $500 Southwest gift cards and mini vacations every Saturday. And $60,000 in grand prize Hawaiian vacations or cash. The islands are calling, only at the Carson Valley Inn.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We are always delighted to welcome back to the program Virginia Valentine. She is the president and CEO of the Nevada Resort Association. Welcome.
Thank you, Sam. Happy to be here.
So let's start out with what's going on with Las Vegas. Are we dying? Are we living? It seems to me we're living, but there's a lot of rumors out there.
There are a lot of rumors out there. I think we are recovering. Things are, as you know, seasonally, summers are a little slow. We're going into the season now where we have the rodeo and the marathon F1, which is, a tremendous number of people for F1. And then, we'll roll into New Year's and into CES. So we're coming into the convention season and the special events. Football started again. And then got a lot of the mega events at Allegiant planned, and those have done really well. They bring a lot of people to town, so I think we're on the upswing.
It seems to me, in talking to people since we've been taping here in Vegas, that the major casino operators got the message from all the Facebook comments, et cetera, and then the news stories that followed, and that there have been a lot of price reductions. That Las Vegas, in addition to the advertising campaign, the prices have actually dropped considerably.
I think that's true. To me, though, what sort of gets lost in the story is you hear a lot about the really expensive high-end luxury resorts, and we have those, like probably bigger and better than anywhere on the planet. What kind of gets lost in that story is that we have accommodations and resorts at just about every price point. So if you want to spend less than $100 a night for a room, we have that. You're in that mid-range. You want to be mid-range on the Strip, mid-range downtown. We have that. Now, if you're one of those people, probably in one of those very luxurious high-end resorts, you may not care so much what it costs. I also think it's interesting that I don't think resort fees or parking fees went up. year over last, but that did get to be a big issue. And when you look at some of these amazing resorts, I had a tour underneath the Bellagio fountains, and when that's really free entertainment, and they're covering the cost of those free experiences, the skyline, all those things that you kind of take for granted that are happening in Las Vegas when you come here. A lot of the resorts are full of art. But again, I think what gets lost in that story about the price is that really we have something for just about everyone. I don't think you could go to any of our competing cities here and find that full range, because you can be in a resort for a pretty low price if that's what you're looking for, or you can have something very luxurious at the high end.
Well, also, I think that for people that have been coming to Las Vegas for a long time, my first visit was in 1972, so it's been a while. We got used to free parking, we got used to cheap buffets, we got used to lots of things, and things have changed. And I don't see how you build $3 and $4 billion cost resorts and then are able to just charge minimum to be able to run those. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't like having to pay for all those things, but I accept it as part of the package of coming to Vegas.
And I think what they're trying to do now is provide some value, right? Like, here's the value proposition. We're going to, adjust the prices. We're going to increase the number of experiences you have. We're going to increase the offerings in terms of hospitality and service. So they're working on bringing the value back, because it is still an amazing place. I don't know anywhere else that has resorts like Las Vegas does. There's no place like it.
Well, certainly not in one contiguous 2.5-mile strip. The architect Paul Steeman was on the show last year, and he was talking about how other countries, like South Korea, are trying to build a gaming area, but they don't envision it as one continuous strip. He said, and that's the real secret of Las Vegas, is it's all in this not necessarily walkable area unless you're really athletic.
I think that's a really good point. It's not spread out. I mean, most of the developed strip is in about 4 miles long, and even the downtown area is still very compact. So you can see a whole lot without going very far.
And if you're going to see the world-class entertainment, and we were talking before we went on air about the Sphere, it costs more than Allegiant Stadium to build. So over $2.2 billion just to construct it. I don't think people are unhappy when they went to see the Grateful Dead or the Eagles, who have booked their farewell tours now.
They're still saying farewell.
They're going to be saying farewell forever. But you're paying incredible prices on the initial market and the secondary market to buy tickets. I don't hear people complaining about the cost of those tickets because the experience is there. I just think it's, we remember the past, the free parking, the free or low price buffets, comps, things like that. You don't have any more. So that's what people are complaining about. Whereas the entertainment value of going to see a Beyonce at Allegiant or going to see something at the Sphere, nobody's complaining about that.
I think there aren't people complaining about that who can afford those tickets and those high-end experience, but I would say there are also a lot of entertainers here that don't cost that much. Like if you want to see Donny Osmond, you're not going to pay that much. If you, Alanis Morissette is at Caesars now. I think they're going to have her do a residency of some kind, and there are very affordable tickets for that. So as I keep an eye on these tickets, and some of them are very expensive, but there are also a lot of tickets that aren't very expensive.
Well, I will give an example. So Monday nights, behind the Bootlegger restaurant, there is the Copa Lounge, and we went to see Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns. Monday nights, they are unbelievable and incredibly reasonably priced tickets. All musicians that play in, behind the major entertainers that come to Las Vegas, and I thoroughly recommend that. Got that from Johnny Katz at the RJ. One of his cool hangouts. It definitely was.
Yeah, he's really good at pointing out the whole range of options. Again, it's not all the Sphere and the mega concerts. So there are some very affordable entertainment options around. Just if you look for them, you'll find them.
Let's talk about Formula One. So things seem to have calmed down for the most part, not completely, but for the most part, around Formula One. What are you expecting and anticipating from year 3?
I think it's going a lot smoother. A lot of the first year, they had to do a lot of paving, a lot of infrastructure, moving things around, setting things up. they've got this down. It's going a lot smoother. I think they're also offering more affordable tickets too. So I think there'll be a lot more ticket options. So I think this year is going to be a big success, and I think they're expecting a record crowd for F1 this year.
I think the smartest thing they did was the community involvement that they've put in place over the last year. It really seems that what the Golden Knights had, they've kind of got somewhat of a mirror image, and now you've got kids showing up, you've got parents coming with the kids. There's all kinds of interactions between the community and Formula One, and I think that that's going to help a lot.
They've done a great job of taking the event out into the community. I think that was one of the problems in, the first time around. That event came together very quickly. I don't think they had the time to put in the groundwork to do that kind of community outreach, but definitely they've been working very hard at it, and I think they're doing a great job.
A couple of weeks from now, Formula One the movie, F1 the movie with Brad Pitt, will be available to all Apple TV viewers. And I think that's just going to be one more thing along with Netflix that just continues to boost Formula One.
I saw it in theaters, so
Yes,
and
me
it was great. I love that we got to see the fabulous Las Vegas skyline in the backdrop in some of the scenes. So always makes me I'm still kind of odd when I think, oh, that's where I live. Everybody's looking today and seeing everyone watching the movie what Las Vegas looks like. And I think you can't really put I guess a price on the exposure that things like that bring us.
Oh, I think R&R can.
I think they might. They might be able to tell you how many million impressions or something like that.
Yes. They can put an absolute dollar figure on it. You said you took an underwater tour of the Bellagio Lake?
Well, we went down and saw where the jets are and where the scuba divers go in and how they do the maintenance of underneath the fountains, and it's an amazing piece of engineering, I will say.
Yes, and that's a daily routine that they have to do to make sure that everything works
every day, right.
So what do you think about the boat they just put in there to go along with their new restaurant?
That boat is beautiful, and the new restaurant patio sticks out a little bit into the lake, and that is going to be some kind of an unforgettable experience for the people who get to do that. But yeah, the boat is absolutely gorgeous.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back much more with Virginia Valentine after this timeout.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys who will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. It's the most wonderful time to win during the $125,000 holiday cash frenzy at Tamarack Casino. Every Saturday, unwrap thousands in cash and free play. Don't miss the grand finale December 27th. We're gifting $20,000 in cash guaranteed. 'Tis the season for good times at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Virginia Valentine. She's the president and CEO of the Nevada Resort Association. You've got some numbers there of attendance. Would you share them with us?
Yes, I was just saying that last year and coming again in April, we'll have WrestleMania here, which was a phenomenal event for the city, 119,000 attendees. We also have some of the mega concerts coming up. I think people think about Allegiant as being a place where football is played, but they book that. They have a really strong booking for that venue, and we were able to have events in Las Vegas we never had before, like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Paul McCartney, where they sell out one and sometimes 2 nights. And as you know, they can seat up to 65,000 people in there. I think it's a little smaller when they're doing the mega events, but if you're doing 2 nights of something like that, you're putting, a lot of heads in beds, as they say. So that's been a phenomenal attraction to bring more people to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention Bad Bunny.
I didn't mention Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny was killer. I mean, I think sold out 4 concerts in just one weekend. It was unbelievable. And he's going to be doing the Super Bowl, and a lot of people are irritated by that, and I don't care because he is the most popular entertainer in the United States and in Central and South America. It's going to be huge.
That's going to be huge. And it looks like we may have the Super Bowl again in 2029, so that's something to look forward to. And then we have in...
Well, okay, hang on. So it looks like we're going to be in the rotation for the Super Bowl now, right? So every, 4 years or something like that?
So that's one school of thought, is that the NFL, instead of moving around, will get on a rotation with some of the stadiums that do a great job, like Allegiant. And then, I'm sure there are people who'd like to say, well, why don't you just have the Super Bowl here every year? But I don't know if we'll get that. But
I don't think so.
A rotation, I think there's some advantages there, which is you can plan way ahead for those kind of events. But next year we're going to have the college football playoffs. That brings in a tremendous amount of people. You have the teams, the bands, the parents, the alumni. So that's a really exciting event that the LBCVA is bringing to town too. So we're excited about that.
Did you ever think, now you've been around for a long time with both City of Las Vegas, the county, did you ever see Las Vegas becoming the sports capital?
I didn't, and I will tell you, I would say I didn't in the beginning, and then I could really see it. Part of it was every time somebody would talk, first of all, you had to have a venue, right? So there was never any funding for a venue, really a sizable venue, until, Bill Foley started with the Knights, and then you had Allegiant, and now we're going to have the A's coming here. But people would say, oh, there aren't enough different corporations to sell the boxes, or it's too hot, or we're a 3-shift town, or there's too many games. Or we're too small of a media market. You used to hear that all the time. And all of those things have either been overcome or turned out to not be issues at all. So it is really phenomenal, because you can go to a football game at Allegiant and it's such a draw that you may be sitting with more people from the opposite team than the home team. So it's just become an incredible attraction. So you had to, and the other, I think, thing that people had to get over was this idea that you can't have professional sports in the same town with gaming. And of course, with legalized gaming and highly regulated gaming, that hurdle was easy to overcome. And now what you see is a lot of the sports teams have partnerships with gaming companies. So it's just been phenomenal. And as you know, it happened really quickly.
Well, what was amazing was that it wasn't that many years ago that the Super Bowl wouldn't even allow casino advertising during the show. And now they're partners and happy to make money alongside of them. You mentioned WrestleMania, which, as you point out, was huge. And what a lot of people don't realize is that if you look at the campaign and presidency of Donald Trump, he came from the world of WWE. And you think about all the things that happen in professional wrestling, because I grew up on that, watching it with my dad when I was a kid. They call each other names. They get into all kinds of fights that are not real. It's all staged. That's the way the president has been operating ever since he ran for office. But that's the background that it came from. And you look at his Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, she was half the partnership with WWE.
Well, I could tell you WWE certainly has a lot of fans, and that's very good for us.
To say the least. All right, let's take another break. We'll be back more with Virginia Valentine after this time out. As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Virginia Valentine. She is the president and CEO of the Nevada Resort Association. So changing to politics, we have a special session, it appears, coming up. What is the interest of the Resort Association in this special session?
We had an amendment to the governor's crime bill that made it through the Assembly and we thought would make it through the Senate, but in the last few minutes of the Senate, the bill wasn't up for a vote. So
neither was anything else.
So what we are hopeful. We're hearing that the governor's going to have a crime bill again, and that we won our amendment, just the same amendment we had back in June. And
what does it state?
So our amendment really deals with some of the lower level crime that affects resort employees and guests and visitors. So these are the small misdemeanors and gross misdemeanors that can really shape whether you had a good trip or a bad trip, whether you say, I never want to come back to Las Vegas. So we're really focused on reducing those kind of bad experiences that guests have. We think this is a very safe town. We want to keep it that way. We don't want to become one of those cities that people don't want to go to for vacation anymore. I won't name them. I think you probably know places where people just aren't comfortable anymore. And we do think it's really important too that our guests, they don't have a choice really of where they are. They're in their workplace, and we want them to feel safe in their workplace and safe when they're walking to their cars, and safe from their own property. And the same thing with our guests. We want them to have a really good experience here. And some of these small crimes can really take away from that.
This may be your personal opinion, not the opinion of the association, but what do you think about the movie studios?
What do I think about the movie studios? I'm going to say that I haven't seen the bill yet. I don't know if it's the same bill or not. So I'm kind of in a holding pattern there to see what the bill's going to look like. We were neutral on it last time. We'll see what this bill looks like and see if we've got a position to take.
State Senator Titus was on the program a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about how Tyler Perry, the king of movie making in Georgia, is pulling back on making movies because it's just not making the money that it was making before. So if somebody like that has concerns, should we have concerns, do you think?
I saw that. I do think that, and I think legislators are educating themselves on what it does and doesn't do. I've heard some people call it a jobs bill. Some people think it's, have the Tyler Perry view of it. I think, GoEd did a study on it that wasn't very favorable. But at the end of the day, these elected officials are accountable to the voters, and I think they're going to make the best informed decisions they can.
Yeah, I remember talking to a housing developer a few years ago, and he said, and I'm comparing this to Tesla, that when he built his first block of houses, you can buy those at a really good deal. And then when it comes to the second round of houses you develop, then the price goes up. But people are still getting a pretty good deal. By the time the third round comes, then you're having to pay the full price and giving the developer the profit. With Tesla, we saw the transferable tax credits, and that was a huge success for Northern Nevada and for the state. But how many times do you do that? And you've got a huge background in city and county government. How many times can you do that before you really start affecting the services that are able to be maintained?
Well, I think that's another thing I hear from people in Northern Nevada, that you have to balance that against not just the jobs they're creating, but also the services that then local governments provide to the people who have those jobs. So there's really a lot to consider, and there's a lot of pros and cons, and I'm glad I don't have to vote on either way. But certainly there are a lot of advocates for it, and of course there are a lot of people who are not crazy about it.
One of the things that's been a real joy over the last few years is to watch the growth of Northern Nevada, and along with that, Northern Nevada gaming. We're just seeing incredible things happening because of the tech industry in Northern Nevada. Has it surprised you at how rapidly it's grown to where Alex Morello is willing to put up $1 billion to improve his property at Grand Sierra?
You know, it is interesting, and what it occurs to me is that they've done a little bit better job of diversifying their economy. So they have this base, you know, of people who can be local customers and patrons and help the city grow without relying just on gaming. And so I don't know what the future looks like for Northern Nevada, but it's been very positive. And when I talk to the Northern Nevada operators, they seem really pleased with the way things are going.
And that's where we have to leave it. Virginia Valentine, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Sam. Good to see you.
You too. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. Our community is our foundation. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful. Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. Our thanks to Don, Ryan, and Shane for their hospitality. As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Download the podcasts on your favorite podcast app, and be sure to check out our archives going back now to 2002. Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers.